Good morning all, and welcome to another Sunday sermon here with me, Richard, from Rick and Mandy's Misadventures. Please like and subscribe and share, and let's try and build this channel. Obviously my main focus is Mandy and mine's Misadventures, where we visit graves, we visit castles, other places of historical interest. We are planning, hopefully, this is starting to come to fruition, we are hopefully planning in August to go up to Edinburgh. The girls, my stepdaughters, they've got in, their father's got in touch recently again. Can be a bit hit and miss, believe me. And he said, yeah, you can take them for a week or two in the summer. So obviously, pardon me, he lives all the way up in Thurso, which is pretty close to John O'Groats. It's like a bleak wilderness up there. It's not even. I've driven up there a couple of times, obviously, to take the girls up to see the father. It's like 8-hour drive, and it's bloody bleak. Honestly, you get on this road. And there's just nothing, honestly. Maybe a farmhouse or two here, there and everywhere. So yes, hopefully we can get that booked and sorted. We did originally plan on London, but I was a bit like, London is just not safe. For the girls who've got what's called Fragile X, I think it'll be far too much, because everywhere is crowded, and they really don't like crowded spaces. The youngest, Louisa especially, doesn't like crowded spaces. She starts to like get agitated and start pinching her mum. It's like that sort of reaction, like, get me out of here. And so so I thought, and of course with all the delightful people going around with their protests and their knife crime and general assholery that is down in the capital city. Before we go to a different capital city instead. So yes, that's on the cards. I mean, I was going to start today's Sunday sermon with a quote from 1984. Got itchy head today. A quote from 1984, George Orwell. Of the imagine the future of a boot stamping on a face forever, and with the taxes going up, the price of food is going up. People obviously, yes, we're on benefits. We are the scum of the earth, as they like to say. It's always us who are the bad ones, not the actual, the scum you see fucking taking drugs, or the ones who are raping children. No, they're all right, but you lot who are, looking after your disabled kids, no, you're filth. And that's the way it is. Mandy watches a lot of videos with Americans. And I do as well. And they always sort of say, they treat England as Britain, and Scotland, Ireland and Wales are separate. But it's not. Britain is all of them together. It's the United Kingdom. And I think because of that, and because even, it's probably been indoctrinated into people so much, because there's so much American TV and programmes, that Britain is us and in England, and we should be punished. Mandy was watching a programme this week called, I think it was called Back in Time for Dinner. It's obviously about, certain families going back in time. I think they started with Edwardian times, obviously went through the wars, and then the 50s, 60s, 70s. And in the 60s episode, of course, they had obviously mention of the Windrush generation, who were actually brought over. They didn't invade. They didn't just come over and just, take over hotels and things. They came over. They worked. Okay, some of them were given jobs that they were way overqualified for. And, you know, that was a mistake. We should have, you know, people's skills should be utilised. And anyway, this one fella, his father came along, who obviously was with the Windrush generation. And he says, oh yes, it was terrible. He said people would call me names. And this historian, social historian, oh yes, Britain has so much to be ashamed of. What? A few words. You know, whatever happens, as sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Or that adage has just disappeared. It's basically, you know, stab as many people as you want, but if you say, call them a name while you're doing it, whoa, bloody hell, don't say that. You know, can't be upsetting people's feelings. It's just, I just don't get it. I really do not get it. It's a strange, crazy world we all live in. But there we are. Cheers. A word from our sponsors. Freeze gel or deep heat. If you're in pain, then one of these will probably help you out. Welcome back. And yes, I've been reading the Bible that I mentioned to you that my grandma got in America. And been reading up on Exodus, which has always interested me, mainly because obviously I'm a metal fan, and Metallica, their song Creeping Death is obviously sort of about the plagues of Egypt and all that lot, and mainly obviously about the final one of the death of the firstborn, which sweeps across the land, and obviously the Jewish people are told to put a red cross on their door so that the death will pass, so it knows that not to take the firstborn, obviously, and the Jewish households. And you know, I saw a thing the other day in the paper, and they're right. People are saying, "Oh, no one's learned any lessons from history," and it's true. You know, I mean, the front page of one of the papers the other day had, Hitler, a diary about Hitler. It's like, we don't care anymore. You know, we need to start supporting people. And that utter jerk, you know, Dame Starmer. I like that. I saw that on a video. That's another thing. Don't call him Dame Starmer. Well, he is a dame, isn't he? And he went up to Auschwitz. And it's like, why? What are you trying to do? But he pick up pointers for what to do to Jewish people in this country because your mates don't like them. You know, with a bloody protest again in London. I mean, no reason why we're not going to, you know, London. Like I said, it's a bit dodgy down there. Always has been dodgy though, isn't it? I remember many years ago going to London with my first wife, and I got back home. My dad goes, "Oh, yeah, did you get fed up of hearing the Cockney accent?" I went, "What Cockney accent? They're all bloody foreigners. There's no English people in London anymore." And there isn't. It really does honestly seem like there's no one. You know, certainly not. But then again, there never have been English, in all honesty, because the people of, well, certainly hierarchy, have all been from the Norman Conquest. And from 1066 onwards, we've been, you know, persecuted by them. Which is kind of weird, because when you actually look at it, Normans comes from Northmen, because they were from Norse. Well, Norsemen, because they were from the Viking area. So we've always had problems with the bloody Vikings over the years. With the Danes, of course, as it was called back then. Vikings is more of a modern term. And of course, I think, if I remember rightly what I read, the double horns on a Viking's helmet came... Oh, I got hiccups, I beg your pardon. They came from, I think it might have been Wagner's Fight with the Valkyries. I think he put horns on the heads originally, horns on the hats originally, and that's where that comes from. Oh, there you go. Week ahead. So the week ahead, obviously, I did record for my new video, finally, but I'm going to have to redo it because I watched it back and I stumbled and stuttered through it like I always do. And obviously tomorrow is I think tomorrow is the inauguration of Donald Trump as the President of the US of A, where all the little liberals will be crying their hearts out because, you know, someone's going to be in charge again, not some dribbling, demented old papist scrote. And so I don't see the problem. Okay, maybe a bit radical, maybe a bit, you know, I mean, I don't like why he's got Elon Musk in charge of something. The guy's a pillock, in my opinion. South African. Don't trust. Never liked a South African. Or never met a nice South African. That's the one, yeah. And, yeah. And apparently he wants... Sorry, just watching the cats play with fuzzballs. One of them did get the butt. Oh, yeah, that's another thing next week. One of them getting his nuts chopped. And I think that's it. I think I need to start doing big jobs. Not really been doing a lot the last 2 or 3 weeks. Illness. Mainly illness. Mandy's not been well again this week, and we've had her daughter off all week. So it's our youngest daughter, Louisa's been off all week. She's not been well. So it's yeah, I'm rambling again. My apologies. So yes, so next week, most importantly to me, is this man. Bear with me. My hero, Paul Stanley of Kiss. Yep, it's his birthday tomorrow, and as I'll be listening to his solo albums like I normally do, celebrate his birthday. For me, it was just one of them things. Paul Stanley was my hero, and I watched. We used to have. I still do have it. Obviously, I had the Animalised VHS, and we used to watch that religiously. We'd have it was always fun at Christmas time because we'd have the tree on behind us, just the lights, which obviously would be like the stage lights, and we, you know, dance around and mime to the video. And I was always Paul Stanley. Well, but actually sometimes we did swap over, as it were. Like, you know, we'll be one. We swap between the songs, but sometimes what I'd always do was I'd always make sure that I got Love Gun to mime to Love Gun. That's my favourite Kiss song, and so I used to, if it was Dave's turn, I always used to, somehow I did it, I think it was either put in the solos, like pretend to mime to the solos, or take the solos out one way or the other, just to make sure that I always sang Love Gun. And yeah, but that's Paul Stanley, who is 73 tomorrow. Yeah, because I'm 43, he's 30 years older than me. Yeah, so happy birthday, Paul Stanley. And of course, also commiserations to Denis Law family. There we are, the king of the Stretford End. May he rest in peace. That's the Holy Trinity. That's the United Trinity gone. Sadly, you know, Georgie died 2005. Was it last year or year before for Bobby Charlton? And then of course this a couple of days ago we lost Denis Law. So it's you know, my dad's heroes, ones he saw slowly going. I said to Mandy, I said it's going to be weird in say about 20-30 years time when my heroes start to, you know, shuffle off, like, you know, Brian Robson, Brian McClare, God, Sharpie. Well, Sharpie was quite young, and Giggsy was young, but yeah, it's weird. It's very sad that we watched a documentary last night, and it's just amazing. You know, they weren't the fastest. They weren't the fastest, but Denis Law said if they were playing today, they'd adapt, so they would be able to play. And I reckon, you know, if you can imagine like how fast they were in their time, it may seem slow to us, But if they were fasting their time and they were playing on dumps, like proper muddy quagmires a lot of the time, and they carried on playing. Nowadays, Christ, you get a bit of mud, they'd all be complaining and crying their eyes out, wouldn't they? Fucking Marcus Rashford would be bloody crying to his agent, "Oh, I got a bit of mud on my shirt." Tosser. As soon as he leaves, the better, in my opinion. We need positivity back in that team. But there we go. Anyway, that's my rant over for today. Shall see you all in the next one. I'm hoping my new video will be posted this week. I'm just going to, like I say, jiggery poker it a bit. I might have to re-record it because I'm all stuttering. And there we go. So God bless to you all. And of course, God save England, because we bloody need saving. Bye for now.